Welcome to the show, guys. We're in Holland, Michigan with Captain Mark Rapson, First Mate Joel from the Black Pearl. Obviously, they always jump in our boat. We got two. We just got our stuff in the water. We got two going. Hey, it's Memorial Day weekend. The Kings are in Holland. Stay tuned. Gotcha, got you. We're tripled up. Oh, we got four. We got four going.
All right, what's the fourth?
Fourth is a high rod.
Just let it go.
Welcome to Holland, Michigan.
This is gonna get ugly.
Yeah. The time where you wish you'd lose something and you don't.
Ready? Yep.
Yeah. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'd sit here and tell you how we caught that fish, but we got four on at once, so we got no time to do anything. Mark will give you a quick show off on that fish. Awesome king salmon, but he's got one going. Woo! One down, three to go. Turn? Yeah, I was just gonna say.
How close are you, Joel? Oh, you're at the leader, okay.
Another nice king. Joel will show you that one. Look at that. That's awesome stuff right there. Three out of three. Unbelievable. Oh, there we go. There we go. Another one, 5 on. This is stupid. Unbelievable. We're gonna have to fake.
Rigger. Up, down, chase. Done.
6.
The Fisherman's Digest is brought to you by Strike King Lures, tie one on. Lose, feel the difference. And WavePro, best ride on the water.
Oh. Tell you what, Joel is getting him in. And I'll tell you what, you see behind us right here while I reel this for a week and a half. I've got a brand new Merc 300, the new Verado, and it's a V8. And this is an absolutely phenomenal trolling platform. Paired with a kicker, I can go super slow 1 mile an hour when I'm walleye fishing with my kicker. We're trolling 2.6 right now. I've got the Smartcraft gauges, So we've got this tuned right into 2.6 miles an hour. By just going up and down on my SmartCraft gauges, I can lock this right in. This right here is an absolute gem when it comes to trolling for these fish, because you can actually control your speed. Wow. You're right, Mark.
Yeah, you have a really big fish on. When an offshore mag goes underwater a little bit, it's big.
Joe brings number 4 to the boat. Wow.
Big lake trout.
Big lake trout. Why in the world do I ever agree to go fishing with you out of Holland, Mark? Every year it's the same thing. Stupidity. Joe, why don't you show that off? What a nice Holland laker looks like. Beautiful fish. So what Mark's doing is pushing the air out of the belly right now just to make sure that he'll swim down. And away he goes. You know, a lot of times people say you can't release fish. You can, but you got to do them right away. And you just got to make sure that, you know, you get their air out of their belly so they can get going in the right direction. One of the things you want to have is a set of these Magnum big offshore planer boards, and Joel will show it to you once he gets it off. They're just a little beefier than the regular medium size that we use for walleye fishing. And that Pro Mag is a great salmon board. It'll handle all kinds of weight. And with 300 copper, you don't realize just how much weight is already on that board. So get him, Mark. Diver too. Well, we just got everything set and we're gonna be unset. Welcome back, everybody. Just got our stuff in the water. Mark had a rigger rod go. Almost immediately I had a diver rod go. We've got 2 fish on the Garmin, and we may have caught them both. Well, at least it's not a 300 copper, Mark. It might end up being that way
For
me. Oh. So talk about the fishery, Mark. I mean, Holland, the whole salmon fishery in general on Lake Erie, on Lake Michigan has been phenomenal, hasn't it, for the last couple of years?
Yeah, the May fishery, when it starts, has been that's the best fishing
of the year. So really, people have got to quit thinking summer. They got to think May. Correct?
I mean,
your boat's in the water, you're ready to go.
Oh yeah. Last year, this was the best fishing of the year. The year prior to that was really good too. And we had we had an excellent August fishery that year too. Just last year, August fishery was not as good. So
right.
that's way atypical. So
yeah. Yeah, this will be more interesting because Mark has this habit of running divers with like a 5-mile lead on them. Probably one of those tournament tactics I shouldn't even talk about, but this is called, first we get the diver in, then we get the paddle in, then we hand over hand everything else from there.
Just really right tight, John.
Nice.
That's a big one.
Wow. That's just beautiful stuff right there.
That has been a fairly average, honestly, fish for Holland thus far.
Awesome.
The Fisherman's Digest is brought to you by Offshore Tackle, leaders in trolling technology. Traxstech, the ultimate fishing system. And Garmin.
Another 300 copper. So Mark goes, gee, there you go, John. You can see right here in the background, see this setup of Traxtech right here on this rod rail. We've got our board holders, our triple tree, high, low, and double riggers. This king doesn't want to come to the boat, but as you can see, we've got 3 board rods with coppers on them. And I think, what do we got? 150, 200, and 300, Mark?
We've got a 150, a 225, and a 300. And then on the other side, there's a 150, a 250, and a 300.
Okay, so we're just spreading the water column. And they've been basically ripped. Well, as you can see, we got no boards left on this side. So everything has been working. The fish are here. And that's really what you want to see. So, but this Traxtech system is awesome. I mean, you can just see it. This is a small boat, old 23 aluminum, and do you want more drag or? And this system just fills the whole side up, and it lets you fish anything from walleye fishing on the Great Lakes to full-blown 14 rods. We can put 7 rods on this side, and 14 rod setup. If you can't catch fish with a 14 rod setup, you're probably not in Holland. All right, little fuzzy bear. Alley cat's the color?
Alley cat.
Alley cat's the color. Putting fish in the boat here in Holland, Michigan. Another ridiculously good average size, eh, Mark?
Yes, absolutely.
What are these, about 12, 13, 14 pounds?
Yeah, that's going to be more like in that 16, 17 pound range.
Yeah,
you can see how thick. You can't, like, I can't get my hand around it, you know.
Tail, yeah, these are fine fish. You can pop them off. Unbelievable fishing. Guys, if you're not doing anything in May, Captain Mark has always got an opening or two to accommodate you. And the fishing here is just ridiculous. You'll see when we show you what's in the live well here in just less than a couple of, I mean, it's solid packed and they're all the same size. It's nuts. That is just a live well full of awesome kings. Another nice thing about the 2250 Authority, as you can see, Mark even commented on it, just the room. We got 3 pretty big guys and a camera guy, and we're not banging into each other. We're able to fish both rails, net fish, handle doubles, triples. What? We had 6 on it once.
It seems like this boat too holds its line it's not all. We're going into a little bit of wave action today.
Exactly.
Minimal steering.
It's not steering all over the place.
Exactly, and that's part of the issue too when you're running the 300 V rod, which I have from Mercury. That big prop gives you a big bite, you know, versus a kicker. That's one of my tips of the day. If you don't need to kicker fish, with as quiet as the Merc 300 is, I would suggest you go ahead and main troll because you have so much better control of your boat. So here at Holland, out here today fishing with Mark and his mate, we pulled a bunch of different combinations. I mean, obviously when you have 12 rods out. So I'm just going to show you a couple of the more simple, basic ones that everybody needs to have out and be soaking. This is a Dreamweaver. I think it's a number 8 Spin Doctor, a meat rig. Meat rigs are really common. They're a little bit more common a little bit later, truthfully, but I have noticed on social media there's been quite a few guys already catching fish on meat rigs. So you're going to run this on a low diver. This is your basic paddle fly setup. Same thing, you're going to run this on a wire diver. And the spoons that we caught that did really good for us today, these are larger fuzzy bears. Them were really good. And then we also, a little later in the day, downsized to a Dreamweaver. And again, this spoon's been around 100 years and I've only been around 50, so I don't know what the number of it is. But basically what it seems like to me is that we're trying to get like a herring pattern, you know, with some flash tape. And also white seems to be the critical color when you're running on your paddles or your Spin Doctors here early in the year. So make sure you're soaking those types of baits, whether it's on your coppers or on your low divers and high divers. On your riggers, I think we basically just ran straight spoons right off the riggers, but with a flasher and an attractor. So you know, again, a lot of different things you can pull out there. Just make sure that you've got a good splash of colors to start with in your primary basic early season colors of white attractants and high flash spoons, UV spoons, you know, heavy tape spoons. All of that seems to be working good right now.
The Fisherman's Digest is brought to you by Crestliner, forged with strength defined by durability.
You know, coming to Holland, Michigan, every single year it seems like a different adventure. You know, one year we're here in April, the next year we're here in June, then we're here in September, and this year we're here in mid-May. Now, May gave us that opportunity, that window that happens every year in Holland to really get into the king salmon. And as you saw on today's show, we did just that. King salmon fishing here is seasonal. It doesn't happen all the time. You will always go fishing out there with a high quality captain like Mark Rapson and seem to bump into a king or two. But to have a day filled with kings, that usually is somewhere in the month of May. So if you're looking for silverfish and kings, May is your target month. Now, if you wanted to add coho and steelhead to that, they're also present in abundance pretty much throughout the year. Now they'll come and go migratorily, but they'll always be within range. Lake trout are the staple fish out of the Port of Holland. You can catch them day in and day out, almost any day in the week with reasonable weather. But for kings, coho, steelhead, when you mix all of it together, Holland, Michigan is absolutely one of the finest ports anywhere on the Michigan shoreline.
This one out to get it to 170.
I mean, the other thing is this boat's got like this little area right here is awesome.
It's an awesome boat.
Wow. Look at that beast. I do not know what Dreamweaver spoon. I confess I'm not old enough to know what color that's called, but they are kicking fish. Look at this Holland King. Awesome fish. Well, as you can see from the film and what's laying at all of our feet, we had an awesome day here. Memorial Day weekend out of Holland, Michigan. Hey, if you're looking for one of the best charter experiences you'll ever want, hook up with my friend Mark Rapson here from the Black Pearl base right here out of Holland. He can put you on lake trout all year, and certain times of the year he can get you into kings like this. So thanks for joining us on today's show. Had a great time again with Mark and crew. Join us again next week here on the Fisherman's Digest.
Closed captioning brought to you by WavePro. Best ride on the water, online at waveproshock.com.